For first team All-County, we actually had 4 winners this year. First team All-County, I mean, it's not really that suspenseful. Our first team All-County, our 3 main first team All-County are Shea McDonald, Noah Shinneman, and Andrew Zebuk. Come on up. And our 4th member of the first team All-County was at the meeting awarded the Division III Kicker of the Year, Jonathan Baseman. Last but not least, Shea McDonald. Another water boy that turned out to be okay. When I first, I kind of remember Shea a little bit because he was friends with Andrew back at Council Rock. Shea wasn't in my classroom, he was in the one next door. But I remember talking because at the time I was coaching football somewhere else, but the other teachers, his teacher was Mrs. Ringelstetter, and she would always tell me that like this kid knows like everything about football. Like he'll come in and tell me everything that happened in the NFL over the weekend. He's just like, there's not a lot of kids that know that much about football at this young of an age. And that's pretty cool. I go and I look at him, and this scrawny little kid, whatever. So then I go off, and then when it's time to come coach at Brighton, I meet, like I said, I met Phil, and he's got this son that he wants to he does the water, and nice kid. Didn't say much. His head was down most of the time, just kind of did his thing. And then we went into the off season. We started doing some camps, and Coach Wayne was doing a quarterback camp, and I remember Shea going to that and watching him, and I'm like, wow, it takes him a lot of effort to kind of move that ball. Like he's just this tiny little thing. That ball's like huge. But he runs okay, we'll see, and then he played quarterback, and I said, maybe someday he'll play another position, we'll see, you never know how kids grow. There have been 83 teams in Brighton high school history. Among those 83 teams, there's legendary names that stand out. If you guys go to the trophy case over by the gym, Bob Briggs, who was a Section 5 Hall of Famer, played at a Division II school, I believe, in Ohio, and then went on to play in the NFL. Another Section 5 Hall of Famer, Mitch Lee, who went on to play at Cornell and was all Ivy there. And then Coach Carter, who isn't yet a Section 5 Hall of Famer, but I know will be one day soon as he's eligible for that. Those are the names when you open up the books. And again, when you get to prepare for a banquet, you get to take a breath, and these kids that you've been with and you've been watching grow, you get to kind of take stock in what they have accomplished. Shea McDonald is the first player in school history to accumulate over 4,000 total career yards. His 4,102 career yards, 234 rushing, 2,008 passing. His 22 career passing touchdowns are the most in school history. He is one of that handful of the greatest players in the history of the school. You would never know that when you talk to Shea. It's an odd juxtaposition. He doesn't like the spotlight. He's not a guy who seeks it out. If you talk to him about football, you'd never know how good he is. Always willing to do whatever the team needs him to do. Has so much heart in caring for others. When Brockport, at the end of that game, him reaching out to Johnny after that kick, while everyone else is in their own little pit of despair and thinking about themselves, he beelines off the sideline right away to go pick up a teammate. Him and Jamie were right out there to let him know that this is a team game. He made me better as a coach. It's not often that you can really say that. As a guy who's coached offense my whole career and dealt with a lot of quarterbacks, he's the best I've ever had. He's the first quarterback that I've ever trusted as much. And that's not easy. Anybody who's played for me or worked with me knows that I like to control the situation. I like to make sure that things are done exactly the way that I want them. This is the first year where I've talked with Shea, we go into a game plan and we call play, but I knew that Shea had the freedom to get us into better plays. There's a couple different touchdowns if you go throughout the year where it happened, and I don't know if you guys saw or not, but I'd be screaming and jumping up and down, going up to Shea, that was awesome, what did you do, that was so cool. And it is all a testament to him and his ability as a player to recognize those moments. What's going to really stick out to me, though, is beyond all that, just the relationship I've developed with him off the field and the type of person that I've watched him become. It's a very special thing. He is, just like all these other seniors, just another extension of my family, one of my sons, and I just love him to death, and I can't wait to see. I mean, the sky's the limit. I told him after our last game, I hope someday you can step outside yourself and see you the way I see you, because you're just such a great kid. So, Shea McTell.